Alright, what's up YouTube? So today I'm going to be doing a brake change. I'm going to be changing the front pads on my E30. It's a fairly simple job from what I understand. I haven't done it yet on this car, but as you can see around this other side here, I've been hearing it squeal a lot, and as you can see, I don't know if you can tell really good, but that guy, it has brake dust all over it, so it's covered in like dark brake dust. So yeah, it's covered in brake dust and it's squealing real loud. So yeah, this is what's gonna get done today. So obviously first you want to get your jack. You want to break your lugs loose first, jack the car up, take the lugs off, get the wheel off. Also want to give a quick shout out to Harbor Freight for the deal of the century. This jack right here, it's all aluminum, low profile, super nice jack. Works amazing. It's got this big removable handle here. It's got like this carrying handle on the side. Nice big foot. Gets real low to go under lowered cars and stuff. But they just had a sale on them. They started out at like around $100 and some, like a couple years ago when they first came out. Then they dropped them down to like 80, and then just last week they went down to 60 bucks. I grabbed a coupon for 60 bucks and scored this thing. So yeah, it's an awesome jack. If you're looking for a new jack, low profile jack, it's a 1.5 ton, but it freaking does the job and it works great, and I love it. You can see right in there, there's still a good bit of pad in there. Yeah, you can see it right there. I don't know what the deal is, so but like I said, it's got brake dust everywhere. The rotor feels okay. It's not great, but it's not ribbed or anything. It feels good for the most part. So yeah, I'm gonna pull that. I know this is the one with the problem because it's putting brake dust out everywhere and it's squealing, so let's see if I can swap these out, put some new pads on, and see what happens. So the only thing you're gonna need really is a 13 millimeter for this top and bottom bolts, and then there's a nut in here that also will turn, so you stick a 15 on that. And you just take these old brake pads out, which, like I said, they don't look terribly low, but they don't look great either, so they're definitely not down to the squealer or anything. I don't know what the deal is. Let's just see if that piston is in far enough to clear the pads. Kind of hope it is, because it doesn't feel like it's going in much more. As you can see right there, for some reason on this caliper, it doesn't collapse the whole way. That black ring should be against that darker metal there. You can see the light colored metal, that's still some of the piston sticking out, and it needs to go back the whole way, but it doesn't on this particular caliper, which this is the original caliper on the car, which I cleaned up and it looked great, but I don't know why this caliper won't retract the whole way. So, and it's hanging up, it's not allowing the wheel to spin freely. You kind of have to force it to get it to spin. So that's the problem we're trying to solve as of now. Alright, so I'm still having the same issue. Took it for a drive. The brake is still, I got the brand new brake pads on it. The caliper is still hanging up because no matter how hard I tried to push it back in there, it would not go back in far enough. So it's still, when you try and spin the wheel, it's still hanging up, and I can just tell it's still not right. So I'm going to be taking a trip up to my buddy Dalton's tomorrow morning to get a caliper off of a parts car E30 that he has in his property. So I will see you in the morning. Okay, here's the E30 that we got the caliper off of. This side that, or wait, this is the side that we got the caliper. The side that I need is fucking missing, so I'm hoping I can put it on upside down. But yeah, thanks to Dalton right there for hooking me up, and gonna go home and see if this will fit on my E30. So we're here at my buddy Dalton's garage. As you can see here, he's got this is a 68 Volkswagen Fastback Type 3. He's also got a 71 Squareback. But this one, as you can see, the body's off. Needs a lot of work. He's putting floor pans in it. It's going to be on bags, air ride. It's going to be rotary powered, which is really cool too. So I'll put a link in the description below, so you can go and check out his the progress on his Instagram page. You can sort of keep up with the build because he's always posting stuff as he goes along. But yeah, it's going to be a really cool little car when it's done. So as you heard in the video up at Dalton's house, we were only able to get a passenger side caliper, and we need a driver side caliper. So after doing a little research, I figured out that it really doesn't matter. The only thing that would matter in using the left side on the right side or vice versa is the fact that your bleeder will be pointing down rather than up, and you need those air bubbles to come up. So all you have to do is, before you mount it to the car, just bleed the brakes, hold the caliper, bleed them put a piece of wood in between the pads, bleed it while the bleeder is facing up, and then close the bleeder. Once the air's out, then you can put it on back upside down. It's not going to matter. So that's going to be my goal today. I'm going to attempt to put this caliper on this side, and this caliper is actually a remanufactured caliper, and it actually still has a plug where the brake line would go. So I'm thinking that this thing was never even used, and as you can see, that's just dirt in there. But the piston looks really clean, the seal looks really good, so I'm thinking this should be good. Okay, so the caliper that I got from my buddy Dalton, I was going to try and throw it on upside down, but the brake line won't reach, so I am going to push the piston out and use all the seals and everything, because it's like a brand new caliper. It's remanufactured, it's never been used. So I'm going to push this piston out, and then I'm going to use it to rebuild the original one. Alright, so as you can see here, camera will stop sliding on me. I got this is the newer caliper from the donor car that does not fit. It's for the passenger side. I need the driver's side, obviously. And this is the one that does fit, which is really messed up. So here is the piston for that one. As you can see, it's pretty damaged, pretty rusty, pretty nasty. So the other piston, of course, is this thing's like mint. Like I said, it's still got grease on there from, I guess, when they remanufactured it. It's dirty from my fingers, but yeah, you can see that globs of grease on there. The inside's very clean. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be using. I'm just going to be swapping over the gaskets, the seals, whatever the hell you call them. I'm going to clean up the inside of this with a wire wheel first, very carefully, and hopefully that'll do the trick. So see, I got it pretty clean in there. The only thing I'm worried about is right there, you can kind of see there's pitting on there, but that's what I use the Dremel for. It's like a little mini flapper disc like you would use to like clean up welds or metal or whatever. I got most, you can see that rusty ring there. That's what I was really digging at, and I mean I really cleaned that up good. So I'm hoping that everything seats now. But what you want to do is you sort of want to run your finger in there like your nail and feel on that cylinder wall if it catches anywhere, and I don't feel anything. So there you can see just how bad the one that I had was. A little light in there for you. Yeah, look at that. It's completely like pitted and rusted really bad. And then that one being the brand new one, and since this caliper was never used, all the seals and stuff are brand new too, so that's why I don't feel too weird about swapping them over, because it was never used, so there should be nothing wrong with the seals. Got the piston to seat the whole way down in. That part is done, and hopefully this thing works. Let's throw it on the car. Okay, so all that work I did was pretty much for nothing, because I'm getting the exact same results where I push the brake pedal and come out and try and spin the wheel while it's jacked up, and it is still locked up. So that means that the piston that I switched over, which is brand new piston, brand new seals, it's still not retracting the whole way. It's still hanging up on the brakes. So my next order of business is waking up tomorrow morning, and I'm going to head into the local junkyard where it's called Lucky's, where I know that they have one E30 sitting there. I was there a week ago and it still had the calipers on it. So that's what I'm going to try next. If that doesn't work, then I'm going to have to bite the bullet and buy a brand new one. So here's the car that I'm getting the caliper off of at this junkyard. Honestly, I don't know if it's even worth grabbing this caliper because it's pretty roached. But I'm gonna give it a try and see what happens. This seal actually looks really good on it. It's rusty around the outside edge and on the inside of the piston, but the seal looks really good. So I'll clean this piston up as much as I can and then throw it on the car and see what happens. But yeah, that's that. So I'm going to go see how much they want for this caliper, and if it's a reasonable price, I'll take it. If it's not reasonable, then I'm not going to take it because I don't even know if it's going to work. But I'm just taking one last ditch effort.
Okay, so I told you, what did I tell you, 25? Well, it's only 10.
Oh,
but I do gotta look in your bag.
Go ahead.
Make sure you didn't, not trying to be nosy, but you know. Oh yeah, you're good.
You got a 10? So I'm going to take this junkyard caliper. This caliper I just grabbed from the junkyard only cost me 10 bucks. So yeah, I'm going to try it because if it works, then obviously it works. But if I have the same exact problem with the caliper from the junkyard, I'm going to start thinking it's something else. Alright, so as you can see here, the junkyard caliper compressed fully, like super easy. So maybe that's a good sign. that's in. Alright, so I got the caliper back on, the junkyard caliper. I got everything tightened up. Everything seems to be normal, quote unquote. So yeah, I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to throw the wheel back on. Got back from taking it for a test drive, and after 3 calipers now, I'm happy to say that I think it's fixed. And the caliper that fixed it was the rustiest, ugliest caliper of them all. So but the only difference with the caliper that worked from the junkyard was the seals and boots and stuff are much nicer. So I think that's just what the issue was. So yeah, the first one that I had, that was on the car, the boot ripped and moisture got down into around the piston and caused rust. And as much as I cleaned it up, which was a lot, and the thing looked brand new when I was done, it still wouldn't suck the piston the whole way back in. So then I got the one from my buddy, which happened to be for the wrong side of the car, and so the brake line didn't reach, so I couldn't use that one. So I took the parts out of that one, switched it into the one that was originally on the car. Tried that, same thing, because of the rust inside of the caliper, it still wouldn't work. So then this morning I went down to the local junkyard where they have one E30. It's the only E30 I know of in any junkyard in the freaking 100-mile radius of us. You know, obviously it could be wrong, but I have yet to find one other than this one E30 at this one junkyard. So yeah, I grabbed this rust caliper. It looked like shit, and turns out it worked perfectly. Still need to bleed the brakes better, but I only got one person here, and it's kind of a bitch to do it with one person, so I'll probably just wait till I have somebody help me bleed the brakes later today. But other than that, like I said, I just took it for a drive, and pedal was a little soft, so but all the problems that I was having before are now gone. So thumbs up for mission accomplished. So yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up too. If you haven't already, please subscribe. There'll be a lot more content, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.